My dear students, I welcome all of you for today's session on system modeling and simulation. In this session, I'm going to continue the previous session that is optimization via simulation. In previous session, we have come to know about what actually an optimization means, right? We had some examples about some systems where we need to optimize the solution. Clear? For example, say we have discussed about materials handling system, liquefied natural gas transportation, traffic signal sequencing, automobile engine assembly, online services. Through this, I have justified you about what actually optimization is. I made clarify about what actually optimal solution is. Clear? So, with respect to simulation, what actually optimization? We had a discussion previous session. Also, in previous session, we have come to know why optimization via simulation is difficult, right? So now in this session, okay, I mean, why I said difficult while winding up the previous session, I said, okay, for a given system, there may be 10 to 100 to 1000 to million simulation models might have been developed. Got it? For a single system, there may be many models have been developed. But which model to be preferred? That for that particular model, which optimizes the solution. Got it? Yeah. So choosing the best solution model, because I mean to say I have many solutions. I mean each solution is nothing but models. Okay. I have many solutions. I have many models. I need to one that optimizes the system. Got it? So in this session, okay, let me have a look at the agenda. Let me have a look at agenda of today's session. First, I will give you an introduction to what is known as robust heuristics. Got it? So I think everyone know, right? What is heuristic? Heuristic means no logic. I mean, logic will be there. I mean to say, there is no need of thinking, right? So whenever you are given some solutions, just what solution you feel to be better at that particular point of time, you will prefer that solution. Means, let me say you will enter to canteen and you want to have some breakfast. Okay, you will ask the waiter, tell me the breakfast available. He may say dosa, idli, okay, upma, so and so. But he will give a list of all the breakfast available at that moment. That moment, which you will feel better, you will prefer that. Got it? So heuristic means as like straightforward means at that particular point of time, okay, I may feel one among the several solutions to be the best. Got it? So I'll prefer that. This this we call heuristic. Got it? So like that in heuristic, okay, there are two algorithms. One is very interesting, that is genetic algorithm, and the other one we call taboo search. I'll tell you what actually taboo means. It's not reachable. Got it? I means not touched. That I'll tell you. We'll discuss what is taboo search. Got it? Next, at the last, we'll have one more algorithm, random search algorithms. Okay? I mean, we have several solutions, right? We have several solutions. I need to prefer that solution which optimizes, which is an optimum, which optimizes simulation. Got it? So there are three algorithms we need to discuss. One is genetic algorithm, taboo search, and random search. Yeah. So now coming to robust heuristics. Okay. First, I told you with an example of canteen, that is through breakfast. Got it. Now, let me tell you with respect to simulation heuristic. Okay. See here, we have discussed about materials handling system. Clear? So Now, for materials handling system, I said some three input variables. Do you remember? One is number of automated guided vehicles. The second input is load for automated guided vehicles. And the third input is a routing algorithm. Got it? Remember, right? In previous session, I have discussed about materials handling system. For that system, there are three inputs I have told. One is number of automated guided vehicles. Okay. Second one is load for automated guided vehicles. Third one is routing algorithm. Yeah. So now let me say, and the output what I said I was expecting is from material handling system. Okay. Transportation delay should be less. Got it? And overall investment and operation cost should be less. Okay. Apart from that, what I said, the utilization of automated guided vehicles should be maximum. These are the output measures I'm expecting from material handling system. Got it? Now, let me think, let me assume I have for that material handling system, there are some K models have been developed. Okay, assume for that materials handling system, K models, K simulation models have been developed. All those simulation models, K simulation models are nothing but solution, right? Got it. So now these solutions, let me collect together and let it be in some set designated as capital X. So in the slide you can see, right? I've written some capital X equals x1 comma x2 and so xk. So this set capital X represents those number of K solution models. Okay, set of those K solution models. I mean x1, x2 and so xk are the solution models. I repeat, x1, x2 up to xk, they are nothing but a solution models, simulation models we have for materials handling system. So how many models have been developed? K models have been developed. So now, if I say, let me say one, so let me take one solution x1, or let me take the other solution x2. So in general, let me say I've taken among this K solution, I've taken one solution. Rather than saying x1 or x3 or xk, let me call in general xi. Okay. Okay. This is a model. Xi is one of the model. Got it? Got it. In this, I said there are some, when I said materials handling system, three input variables. I mean, three decision variables. In general, there may be m decision variables. Okay. M input variables. Oh, so in this slide, you can see I've written some xi equals, okay, within, okay, parenthesis, okay. I've written xi equals xi1, comma xi2, comma, last xim. Okay, what actually it means, xi is one of the model. Okay, I said that there are K solution models, right? x1, x2, up to xk. In that one model, there's nothing but xi. For that xi, okay, that's why xi means the ith solution. Okay, in that assume there are m input variables. For example, materials handling system, there are three input variables. So I'll three input variables. Okay, for ith material model and materials handling systems model, assume that. So first input variable I'll treat it as xi1. Second input variable I'll call it as xi2. And the third input variable, I'll call it as xi. Got it? So clear with this? See, I repeat, we have K solutions, K models. Got it? Designated as x1, x2, up to xk. These are in one set. That set is capital X. Now, if I choose one model xi, okay, so that model might have m decision input variables. Okay, so for a model xi, its input variables I'll designate as xi1, xi2, so for the last mth input variable xim. So now what is output of this model xi? It's nothing but y of xi, right? Y of xi is nothing but an output of that model xi. Clear? Y of xi is an output of model xi. Got it? So what actually y of xi? In case of materials handling system, it gives how efficient automated guided vehicles are utilized. Clear? Whatever transportation delay. So and so. Clear? So now, what here I said for xi. Got it? So in general, there are k solutions. So optimization means even though, I mean, I'll tell you, all those k solutions are feasible. Okay, yesterday I said what is feasible, what is optimal. Here, all these k solutions are feasible, but I need to choose one among this k solution which is optimal. That is the goal. Clear? So I here extra, okay, at the last line of in that paragraph, okay, find the solution extra. Extra means one solution among these k solutions, okay, that optimizes in this case minimizes, okay, expected value of output performance measure y of x. Got it? Here among k solutions, I need to choose that extra which is optimal. So now coming to this, there are two algorithms, okay, in your robust heuristics. In heuristic, there are two algorithms. One is genetic algorithm and the other one is tabu search algorithm. So now coming to genetic algorithms, it's very simple. I think everyone are aware of gene, right? So let me tell you. For example, what we can call we are sharing, we are inheriting genes from our parents. Our parents inherit genes from their parents. Clear? The same thing, that gene here. Okay, got it? I mean to say, got it? The same concept. Okay, same genetic algorithm. A gene, what you have in mind. Okay, through your parents, children will inherit their genes. How they will inherit? Okay, and their gene will be inherited by their children. This keeps on moving. Got it? And one more thing here, based on this concept, we have what is known as a genetic algorithm. So genetic algorithm is based on theory, survival of the fittest. I think you might have heard what is survival of fittest, right? For example, let me say there's a fight between a tiger and a deer. Who's going to win? Tiger. Who is strong enough, he will survive. He will win the fight. Got it? So survival of the fittest. The strongest among n person is going to survive. Got it? Same thing. Got it? So first thing I'll tell you, genetic algorithm. In general, I'll tell you. Then I'll come with respect to your subject. Okay, simulation. At first, I'll tell you genetic algorithm in general. Listen, I'll make you understand about genetic algorithms in general. Next, I'll tell you with respect to your prescribed subject simulation. Got it? So there are 5 steps, 5 phases in genetic algorithm. Okay? So genetic algorithm is, let me tell you why I said the survival of the fittest means, in general, I have K solution, right? Among this K solution, the one who is fit, he is the optimum. In this case, among K solutions, the one solution who is fit to survive, I will call him as optimum. I will call that solution as optimum. Got it? I repeat, among K solution, this solution is strong, okay? So fit to survive, that solution we call as a optimal solution. Okay, so there are now in general we use genetic algorithm. There are 5 phases: initial population, fitness function, selection, crossover, mutation. I'll tell you what actually initial population means. See here, let me suppose, let me say, during sports day, a team for a cricket need to be chosen among your class. among the students of your class. Okay, maybe for inter-college fest, assume a need to be chosen. Okay, from a team need to be chosen from your class for an inter-college fest. Whom need to be chosen then? The one we need to choose for a team of say strength 11. I need to choose those 11. Okay, among you 65 students. Okay, or let me say there are 30 boy students are there. Among those 30 boy students, I need to prefer those 11. Okay, who will lead that team. Okay, who are far better than the others. Yeah, so I mean, let me say initial means I mean to say when I need to form a team for cricket. Okay, already I have 30 students right in my class. Among those 30, I need to select 11. Clear? So that we call initial population. So in my case, in this problem, I said there are case solutions available initially. So these case solutions we call initial population. Means initial population means in general populations of all solutions that are available present. Fitness function means next fitness function means what? Among I said there are 30 students, right? I need to form a cricket team of 11 means what I need to choose? Uh, I need to select 11 among those 30 students who are fit enough, who are strong enough, who are very well enough to play. Got it? So there's some function on what basis we may allow them to play and who is going to play well, we are going to choose them. Okay, that is fitness function. Okay, of course, then fitness function, okay, then comes selection. Okay, selection means in some other game, okay, an individual game like chess, whatever it be. Okay, I have fitness based on fitness function. Okay, so okay, let me tell you with respect to fitness function for cricket team. Okay, 30 students are there, 11 I need to select. I will allow them to play. I will observe who plays very well and I'll select them. That is selection. Selection is based on fitness function. Okay, then crossover mutation I'll tell you later. Okay, crossover mutation we'll discuss now. Clear with this? So initial population means, but here is not with respect to cricket, with respect to optimal solution, with respect to finding an optimal solution. So now let me say in general, okay, the initial population contains 4 solutions A1, A2, A3, A4. Okay, so all these 4 solutions I'll call it's a chromosome. Chromosome is nothing but okay, a string of genes. Okay, I mean each individual. Okay, each individual is characterized by what? Gene. Okay, each individual is characterized by gene. And this gene collectively we call chromosome, and that chromosome is nothing but a solution. Got it? So let me say initial population contains 4 solutions. Okay, I mean 4 chromosomes, 4 individuals. That is A1, A2, A3, A4. Now, what happens? First phase is that okay for next generation. Okay, for next this is one generation. Next generation, for the next generation, who will survive? And whether they are going to give birth to new individuals, everything happens. Okay, so in the present generation there are 4 individuals, 4 solutions. Okay, A1, A2, A3, A4. Now what happens? Let me think. A3, A4 are weak. They are not able to survive for the next generation. Okay, let me feel A1, A2 be the best. Okay, I mean strong enough. Okay, fit to survive. So what? Let me assume A1, A1, A2 to be parents like mom, dad. Okay. So now what happens? I have selected 2 among this population A1, A2. Next, there's something you can look at the right side. Okay, there's a crossover. Okay, there's a crossover occurs between this individuals A1, A2. Between the parents A1, A2, there's a crossover occurs. There's something known as cross point. Okay, shown here. Let me tell you. In this slide, okay, look at first pick. There's a crossover point. Means crossover point up to 3 bits of this bit string. Okay, what this crossover point means? when individuals, pair of individuals are in crossover, okay, their genes, okay, genes in first 3 bits, genes of first 3 genes will be swapped. I repeat, A1, A2, when during the crossover, their genes in first three positions will be swapped, and on crossover they are going to give birth to some two more genes, two more children. Let me call two more chromosomes will be given birth. Okay, let me call those individuals A5, S6. Just observe what actually A5. And see, A1, A2, there was a crossover. A5, S6, okay, are nothing but children of A1, A2, I will call. So this is crossover. As first is selection, I selected A1, A2. After crossover, okay, we got there was a birth for A5, S6. Clear? So next, sometime as the children goes, what happens? Their behavior might change. Okay, there may be change in themselves. That we call mutation. Got it? In the second, okay, in this figure, first is crossover, then offspring. Second is an offspring. Okay, offspring means a birth to a new chromosome. Got it? So offspring means giving birth to a new chromosome. Now, in this third step, okay, mutation means see A5, A6, okay, they were new offspring, okay. So in A5, what happens? There may some changes may occur. Changes may occur. Mutation means we call it a change, okay. Because of change, there may be a flip in one of the gene, okay. And one more thing, here gene as shown as 0, 1, 0, 1, right? Usually genes are represented as bits. Got it? Clear with this? So now this now initially in initial population there were 4 individuals A1, A2, A3, A4. Okay. Now survival of fittest, what is said, A3, A4 were weak, so they were discarded. A1, A2 were fit, so there was crossover between A1 A2. Got it? And then there was a new birth occurred A5, S6. Some mutation may also happen. Okay. Now this is the present population. Okay, A1, A2, A5, A6. So it means what happens here? Among this A1, A2, A5, A6, who is strong enough? Who is the solution? But what happens again in this present population? There may be weaker individuals. Weaker individuals need to be discarded. Again, crossover may occur between the stronger individuals. Okay, so this process repeats. Okay, this I mean generation to generation occurs. So when to stop? When to stop this process means, okay, when I will feel a new generation just arrive is same as the previous generation, means when there's no more changes in the population. Okay, when there's no, we have seen initial population, this is second population, right? From the second population, I need to get the third population. From third, I need to get fourth population. This process should repeat. That is selection, crossover, mutation. Selection, crossover, mutation should be repeated. It gives rise to new population. Okay, but how long we should repeat means when a new population is same as its earlier population, mean no change in new population. Got it? So then once there's no change in new population, we can select the strongest individual in that population is the solution. Okay, this is in general genetic algorithm. Clear with this? I hope everyone got to clear, right? So there are genetic algorithm. What? There are 3 steps: selection, crossover, mutation. Selection, crossover, mutation. So now coming to your subject, okay? With respect to your subject, what I said, I will take an example of materials handling system. Same thing, what I said, see, a same process: selection, crossover, mutation. Got it? So now I said the materials handling system, right? See, I said that, what I said here, there are k solutions, x1, x2, xk. Clear? x1, x2, xk, k solutions. For an x1, it's input variable, so x1m, sorry, x11, x12, x13, so and so. Now, let me say initially I had k solutions, right? Let me say assume initially I have p solutions in this case. Okay. Let those be x1, x2, x3 up to xp. Initial, this is the step one. Okay, let me call iteration 0. Okay, so in iteration 0, those solutions, I repeat, this is first iteration, iteration 0. Those p solutions, I will designate them as x1 of 0, x2 of 0, so and so xp of 0. Means this indicates initial population. In initial population, we have x1 of 0. See, solutions of p solutions, x1 to xp, but I will choose x1 of 0. This 0 says that initial at the 0th iteration, these are the populations. I mean, these are the solutions. Now, whom to select? I said initial population is there, right? So first I need to select, right, who is better. I need to determine, right? So what we'll do, we'll run simulation experiments among all these p solutions. Let me run simulation experiments among all these p solutions. Okay. Now we'll determine that solution which minimizes. Okay, which in general which optimizes. Got it? Okay. Run simulation experiment to obtain performance estimates. Y-x for all p solutions. Okay. Clear? So in initially there are p solutions at 0th iteration. Okay. Now I have run the simulation. Okay. After that, running the simulation. Okay. I'll get performance measures of all p solutions. Okay. So next, what I'll do, I'll select a population of p's from the previous iteration j. In general, for the first term it is 0. I need to discard those solutions with the least performance. Okay, I need to discard those solutions with the least performance. Okay, and I'll select the other performance, other solutions. See, third step, what it says, after running simulation experiments, discard those solutions, those individuals from previous population with least performance. Okay, include those with better performance for the next iteration, next generation. Got it? So next generation means p of j plus 1. Those with better performance have been included. Got it? So in p of j plus 1, I have got some solutions from previous iteration, right? I can suppose if I want, I can combine some solution, that is crossover, and they may in turn give rise to some other solution. Clear? Clear with this? Got it? So next, even I said this is crossover. For the next generation, some new solutions may be formed. And so also I need to subject to mutation. Mutation means the changing in decision variable. Okay, I mean to say in one of the solution that have been selected for the next iteration, the number of automated guided vehicles were, let me say in general, it was initially 10. Got it? So mutation means let me change the number of automated guided vehicles by incrementing by 1. It was 10. Let me change it 11. Okay, this is mutation. Got it? So I mean this after mutation. Okay. Now we got solution for the next generation, next iteration. That is j equal j plus. So now repeat steps 2 again. Repeat from steps 2. So this process, repeat from step 2 means you run the simulation experiments on present p solutions. Among p solution, discard those with least performance, select those with better performance. They form some solutions for next iteration. Subject some for crossover, they may yield a new solution, and also perform mutation on some solution. Okay, for example, say increasing the number of automated guided vehicles by 1. Okay, clear? So now this forms a new population. In new population, okay, again, what you need to do, you need to perform selection, crossover, mutation. How long until a population, new population, is you feel it's same as a previous population? Okay, then it stops. Okay, then you select the one among those solutions in the new population was optimal. This is genetic algorithm. Next, taboo search. Okay, before this taboo search, I'll tell you. Okay, let me continue taboo search. Taboo search. Okay, let me tell you. See, in taboo search, okay, I have an initial population, right? I have an initial population with p solutions. So what I'll do here, there is no selection, crossover, mutation because it's not genetic based. So what I'll do among this listen, among p solutions, I will select one. Got it? I will select one randomly. It may be x1, it may be xp, or it may be x3. Any one solution I'm going to select randomly. Got it? Let this got it clear? From p solutions, I am selecting one solution randomly. Got it? Next, what I'll do, for other solution in a population, I will run simulation experiment. Got it? And I'll compare the performance measures of other solutions. Performance measures of other solutions with this, with the one I selected, okay, in previous step. If if the already selected solutions performance is better, then all other solutions will retain that. But while I run simulation experiments on other solution and I found any others, one among the other solution to be better than the preferred one, better than the selected one in first step, okay, I need to override that. Means I should never see I found one among the other solution to be the best. Means initially what I had chosen to be best, that I'm not going to choose anymore. That we call taboo. Taboo means not touched. The solution which have been discarded now will never be touched, will never be preferred, will never be chosen in subsequent cases. Clear? So this that got discarded. So initially p solutions were there. Now what I got? P minus 1. So again, what I should do? Same process. Among p minus 1, select any one randomly, check its performance, evaluate the performance of others, see among others if any one which is with the better performance. Okay, clear? Then with the least performance, you need to discard. This is about basic taboo search. Got it? Now, very interesting is random search algorithm. And it's very easier to implement too. Okay, I'll tell you, random search algorithms. Got it? So let me say, see here, concept I'll tell you, then I'll explain you the steps. Okay, concept is that, okay, I've got k solutions. Got it? So what I'll do, for each solutions, okay, for each solution, I mean to say, let me say, I'll tell you, initial what I'll do, among k solution, let me choose one initial solution, let it be I call I0. Got it? Means see here, in general I'll tell you, listen, random search algorithms, what we will do, we will run simulation experiments, okay, for a pair. When see initially initially I will select, if okay, let me explain through the steps. Okay, first thing what we need to do, we need to maintain a global counter variable C. Okay, means for each solution there's a counter. Okay, that counter says how many times I have considered that particular solution. Initially, from the population, I have not considered any solution. Initially, from the population, I have not considered any solution. So, global variable counter. Okay, C of first solution is also 0, C of second solution is also 0, C of k solution is also 0. Got it? Now I'll consider one solution from P solution. Okay, so I considered one solution. So let me reflect its counter by one more than its previous value. Since it's initially for the first time I'm considering, so C of I0 is nothing but 1. Means number of times I'm considering this solution. Okay, so got it. So from P solution, I've selected one solution randomly. Okay, since I consider, I'll reflect its consideration as 1 because it's for the first time. Got it. So next what I'll do, among this P solution, next I need to select one more solution. Let me call it as I dash. But this I dash should not be the one which I have selected earlier. Got it? Earlier means in previous step I selected I0, right? Except I0, you select all, let I dash represents all other solutions. Okay, clear with this? Okay, means from you need to select one. See, earlier you have selected I0. Okay, now you need to select I dash, which is one among the other solution. One among the other solution. Now you compare the performance of this I0 and I dash. Got it? So if I dash performance is better, okay, use overwrite I0 by I dash and reflect the counter now. Means yeah, this I dash is found to be better, so I'm considering this rather than I0. Got it? See, got it. So now I'm reflecting this count with the counter variable. Clear with this? So now for this new I dash, what I should do? Got it? So again, we have a performance measurement of I dash. Clear? Now this I dash, I'll treat it, I will assign to I0. Got it? I'll come back to step 2 now. I've assigned I dash to I0. Now I'll come back to step 2. Now I0, that is the new I dash. That's performance measures I have. So next again, what I'll do? Again from the rest P minus 2 solutions, because 2 solutions I've already chosen. So remaining P minus 2 solution, I'll select some other solution randomly. Let me call it as I dash. Now again, let me evaluate performance of this I dash. Compare with the performance of I0. Okay, whichever is better, got it? Okay, I need to reflect its counter variable by increasing by 1. So finally, after stopping the simulation, we need to look which solution is having counter variable large, and that is the optimal solution. The counter variable with large value is the optimum solution. So this is about today's session. Thank you for listening.